The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and all science. He to whom this emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, and social ties. No religious basis is necessary. Man would indeed be in a poor way if he had to be restrained by fear of punishment and hope of reward after death. The further the spiritual evolution of mankind advances, the more certain it seems to me that the path to genuine religiosity does not lie through the fear of life and the fear of death and blind faith, but through striving after rational knowledge. Now he has departed from this strange world a little ahead of me. That means nothing. People like us, who believe in physics, know that the distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. You see, wire telegraph is a kind of a very, very long cat. You pull his tail in New York, and his head is meowing in Los Angeles. Do you understand this? And radio operates exactly the same way. You send signals here, they receive them there. The only difference is that there is no cat. One had to cram all this stuff into one's mind for the examinations, whether one liked it or not. This coercion had such a deterring effect on me that, after I had passed the final examination, I found the consideration of any scientific problems distasteful to me for an entire year. One of the strongest motives that lead man to art and science is escape from everyday life, with its painful crudity and hopeless dreariness, from the fetters of one's own ever-shifting desires. A finely tempered nature longs to escape from the personal life into the world of objective perception and thought. He who joyfully marches to music rank and file has already earned my contempt. He has been given a large brain by mistake, since for him the spinal cord would surely suffice. This disgrace to civilization should be done away with at once. Heroism at command. How violently I hate all this. How despicable and ignoble war is. I would rather be torn to shreds than be a part of so base an action. It is my conviction that killing under the cloak of war is nothing but an act of murder. A human being is a part of a whole, called by US universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself. His thoughts and feelings are something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. I want to know God's thoughts, the rest are details. The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. I am convinced that God does not play dice. God is subtle, but he is not malicious. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. The eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Great spirits have often encountered violent opposition from weak minds. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. God does not care about our mathematical difficulties. He integrates empirically. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. Education is what remains after one has forgotten everything he learned in school. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. Equations are more important to me because politics is for the present. But an equation is something for eternity. If A is a success in life, then A equals X plus Y plus Z. Work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. As far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain. As far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, But World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. To many of us, look upon Americans as dollar chasers. This is a cruel libel, even if it is reiterated thoughtlessly by the Americans themselves. Heroism on command, senseless violence, and all the loathsome nonsense that goes by the name of patriotism. How passionately I hate them. No, this trick won't work. How on earth are you ever going to explain, in terms of chemistry and physics, so important to biological phenomenon as first love? My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. Yes, we have to divide up our time like that, between our politics and our equations. But to me, our equations are far more important, for politics are only a matter of present concern. A mathematical equation stands forever. Great spirits have always found violent opposition from mediocrities. The latter cannot understand it. When a man does not thoughtlessly submit to hereditary prejudices, but honestly and courageously uses his intelligence. Most teachers waste their time by asking questions which are intended to discover what a pupil does not know, whereas the true art of questioning has for its purpose to discover what the pupil knows or is capable of knowing. Never regard your study as a duty, but as the enviable opportunity to learn, to know the liberating influence of beauty in the realm of the spirit for your own personal joy and to the profit of the community to which your later work belongs. Humiliation and mental oppression by ignorant and selfish teachers wreak havoc in the youthful mind that can never be undone, and often exert a baleful influence in later life. It is better for people to be like the beasts. They should be more intuitive. They should not be too conscious what they are doing while they are doing it. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. The life of the individual has meaning only insofar as it aids in making the life of every living thing nobler and more beautiful. Life is sacred, that is to say, it is the supreme value to which all other values are subordinate.